This is my math homework number 18, Tuesday. For the first one, it says, what problem is being shown below? So we have eighths. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, those are eighths, and they're 1/8 each. So it's 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. So the math problem is pretty much 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8. Or you can do 3 copies of 1/8. So that'll be 3 times 1/8. So that means this 1/8 3 times. It's the same thing. For number 2, it says, which expression is equal to 17 over 3? So the way you would read that is, 17 is being divided by 3. So that leaves letter C as the only one that works. D is wrong because that's 3 divided by 17, so that would be 3 over 17. And of course, anything with multiplication would be incorrect. So it would be the letter C because that's 17 being divided by 3. For the next one, it says, Kaylee spent 2 2/3 hours playing with Presley and 1 1/4 hours doing her homework. Which expression could be used to determine how much longer in hours Kaylee spent playing than doing homework? So obviously, she spent more time playing, which is 2 2/3 hours, minus, because it says how much more. So you're comparing it by subtracting. You're not going to add because that would be, how many hours in altogether, or in all, or total. That would tell you that it's addition, but it says how much longer in hours, so that's subtraction. So the way we do this is we would find a common denominator, and we're not trying to solve it, we're just going to find the one that makes sense, the one that matches ours. So this would be times 4, so we need to find 8/12. It'll be times 3, times 3, this is going to be 3/12. So it will be 2 minus 1, and then you also have the 8/12 and the 3/12. So they're all 2 minus 1, but the one that has 8/12 and the 3/12 would be the letter C. Because now it's saying you have your 2 hours from playing, and you have your 8/12 from playing. This is the amount of time doing homework, 1 hour, and 3/12, which you subtract. So that's the only one that makes sense. All the other ones doesn't have anything with 8/12 or 3/12. Jack cuts a whole piece of wood into 8 equal pieces. The piece of wood was 25 feet long before he cut it. What's the length in feet of each? It's supposed to be, again, wood, not rope. But the whole entire thing is 25 feet. And he wants to divide it into 8 equal pieces. So it would be 25 divided by 8. This would be wrong. You don't take the 8 and divide it by 25. That would not make sense because you don't take 8 equal pieces and then divide it by 25 feet. It's 25 feet being cut up into 8 equal pieces. So that would be 25 divided by 8. And if you want to write that as a fraction, it would be 25 being divided by 8. And that pretty much becomes like this. And sometimes you can do this in your head, because you know that 8 times 3 is 24. And then you have 1 left. So the answer is going to be 3 feet with 1/8 left. So here it is. It will be 3 feet and 1/8. It will be B. That's how you know that you did it correctly. For the last one, it says add or subtract the fractions. 4/5 plus 2/3. I like to write mine vertically. Here's 4/5. Here's 2/3. We know it's going to be 15 as our common denominator between the two numbers. This would be times 3 to give us 12. This is times 5 and times 5. That will give me 10. Then when we add it, that gives us 22 over 15. And of course, that's called improper fraction. So the way you would do that is 22 is being divided by 15. You can go into it once, and that will give us 8/15. So the answer is 1 and 8 is left out of 15 because we're working with 15s. For the next one is 6/4 minus 2/5. Your 6/4 is an improper fraction, and you can totally leave it that way. This will have 20 in common. This is 4 times 5 and 6 times 5. We're creating equivalent fractions. That will be 30 over 20. This is 5 times 4 and 2 times 4. That will make it 8. Now we have 30 minus 8, which gives us 22 over 20. And at the very end, of course, you can do your division. 22 is being divided by 20. And we know it can go into it 1 whole with 2 left. So it'll be 1 and 2 out of 20. And of course, this numerator and this denominator are both even. And we know all even numbers can be divided by 2, leaving us with a final answer of 1 whole with 1 over 10. Because 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 20 divided by 2 is 10. And that's our final answer.